Hello everyone and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this, our February 20th, 2023 show, we've got a range of topics to talk about, including what's the timeline about the development for Superman Legacy. We've got details in regards to the upcoming comic books, May Solicitations. There's a fan film we want to check out, Superman and Lois promo and trailer and poster, and so much more. We're also going to turn to you to ask for your questions and comments on any particular Superman topic you would like to discuss, and to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Michael Bailey. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Steve. And just to let Nostalgic Pod Blast know, Metro Atlanta, Georgia is represented every episode by me. So, but it's good that you're checking in too. I appreciate that. No, I'm doing fine. We got, like you said, we got a lot to talk about. We got drums to talk about. I'm very excited about this because nothing I like better than people infighting and biting each other in the back and WB doing weird things. So, yeah, but they want to hear us talk about that. But before that, I've got to remind everybody that Superman Homepage Live is live. It's right there in the name. And because of that, we want to hear from the people watching us live right now. And to do that, well, it's really simple. About halfway through the show, if we don't have too much to talk about, we take live callers. And to do that, supermanhomepage.com/live and press the Call Now button, and you will be put in the green room, where you can continue to watch the show until we bring you on. If you do not want to use your computer and want to use your phone to do this, there is a QR code right there on the screen. You can just do that. And if you are doing that, please use your headset, because if you don't, it kind of screws things up.
Indeed. And for those who are maybe a little bit shy and don't want to get on the phone or call and chat with us tonight, you can participate in the comments. We've got different feeds on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're all across live on all of them right now. So YouTube is the best one, but if you want to get involved, post your comments. Michael and I will keep an eye on those comments and react to them as the show goes along. And if you've got a question or comment that you want featured on the screen live as we go to air, that's called a super chat. On YouTube there, you click on the dollar symbol, a pop-up will appear on your screen. You decide on the slider there how much you're willing to donate, and we will feature your comment or question live on the screen as we go along. There's also super stickers and super thanks if you want to check those out. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. We appreciate your support. And if you want to join those folks in supporting this show, click the join button there on YouTube, or head to patreon.com/Superman homepage. Well, Mike, it's a heat wave here in Sydney, as I posted in the comments there on YouTube. I've got the fan going on in the background. Hopefully it's not too noisy. What's the weather like there in your neck of the woods? Because you got someone who wants to buy you a drink.
Yeah. I think I recognize that name too. It is it's winter in Georgia, which means one day it'll be like 30 some odd degrees, and the next day so we're gonna have cool weather for the next couple of weeks, but nothing like too cold. But March tends to do that because it's just weird here.
And as Justin says in the comments there on YouTube, like and share, people. Yes, give us a thumbs up right now as you're watching the show. Share this across your different social network platforms, and we will very much appreciate any support we can get. But we're going to get into the movie side of things, and James Gunn has been at it again. He's been pretty vocal across his social media platforms, responding to folks with what they get saying about the film and the timeline of this movie. First up, he revealed that, well, the interesting thing about this timeline of what's been going on with Superman Legacy, he's revealed that Superman Legacy has been in development before he and Peter Safran took over as co-CEOs of DC Studios. And so he was hired to write the script, say, about 6 months ago. Now, 6 months ago, by my calculations, if we're in February now, so we count back, you go January, December, November, October, September, August. Did I get anything wrong
Yeah.
there?
No, that sounds about right.
So if it was brought in, say August, September, the cameo for Henry Cavill's Black Adam appearance was probably filming around that time, because as we believe, it was the last thing that they did. It was like a 11th hour, can we get Henry? They'd shot it, they'd done everything with Dwayne Johnson, and in the 11th hour they got Henry to come in and do his part. So the film Black Adam was released October 21st, 2022. If Superman Legacy had been starting the script writing in that in August, September, what the hell were they doing?
Okay, so I've got a nuanced theory about this whole thing.
Okay.
But before I say that, I do want to say this. If he's been working on the script for 6 months, that's a really good sign. That means he's been.
You're so choked up about it. That's how emotional you are.
Yeah. No, I just like nostalgic talking about pollen is coming, but that doesn't mean there aren't allergens already here in the area. No, that means he's been working on it for 6 months. Because what I was concerned about when they announced everything back in like November, that like they were rushing the script. If he'd been working on it for several months, that's actually a good sign for the script. So this is my theory on what actually happened, and it's kind of piecing together things that I've been reading online from pretty trusted sources, is that I think Warner Brothers was hedging its bets. So it brings in James Gunn to start writing the script. James Gunn's a known property. The Guardians of the Galaxy films are very popular. And they were gearing up for the holiday special. The Guardians of the Galaxy got a holiday special. This is kind of unprecedented with the Marvel franchise. But Dwayne Johnson, I think, really wanted to be in charge of the DC movie slate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's perfect. He was working with Henry's manager, and basically they kind of sort of probably made some promises to Henry just to see how his cameo did. And then Black Adam failed to perform. We can argue all day long about how much money it actually made and what that means, and it being released in October. It was not the monumental blockbuster that even Dwayne Johnson was promising. It did okay, but it didn't do... I don't think it did the numbers that they wanted it to do. And the fact that it was put on HBO Max so fast, also not a really good sign. So I think what happened was Warner Brothers was playing both sides, seeing where the chips fell, and when it was pretty obvious that the whole thing with Henry and Black Adam and all that wasn't going to work out, they went ahead with James Gunn and Safran. I could be wrong about this. But
no, it wouldn't surprise me.
There's some nugget of truth there.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was a mess, when the Discovery merged with Warner Brothers and David Zaslav came on board. Projects were being killed off left, right, and center. Things were really up in the air. It was, so as someone said in the comments, the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing, and it very much felt that way at the time, that there was a lot of miscommunication or a lot of just upheaval and a lot of no plan, no charted course for the studio. And so that's why they hired James Gunn and Peter Safran to come on board and say, okay, you guys take over, come up with a 10-year plan. Let's move forward in one direction, and let's see where things go. And unfortunately, it happened to be that that time, as we've been commenting over the last couple of months, that Henry Cavill was promised by one lot of people that, yes, you were back. And even the Warner Brothers Twitter and social media accounts were promoting the fact that Henry was back and all that kind of stuff. So it was not like he just went off on his own bat. Someone along the line had promised him it was happening, and then, as you said, Black Adam didn't do the numbers that they were hoping it would do, and bang, sorry Henry, we're gonna have to pull the rug from out from underneath you. This is not the direction we're going. We're going in a different direction. We have something in place. Some plans are there. That's where we're going.
Yeah, and I this is just how things go.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast.
I don't think, and everybody. I'm a little clearer now. That's nice.
Yes.
Everybody. Not everybody. Let me not speak in internet speak. There is a certain segment of the fandom that wants there to be good guys and there to be bad guys. And as the song says, there ain't no good guys and there ain't no bad guys. There's just you and me, and we just disagree. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But it's just Warner Brothers is a multi-billion-dollar entertainment company. They don't just do stuff with DC Comics. DC is one of their more profitable IPs, but it's only one of them. I mean, they've got Harry Potter, they've got television, they've got movies, they've got animation. It's just it's not like DC is the end all be all of Warner Brothers' existence. So it would make sense that they would probably want to test the waters to see, because let's be honest, if Black Adam popped $1 billion in like 3 weekends, Dwayne Johnson might be where James Gunn and Henry Safran,
yeah.
Safran, he might be where they are right now, and we may have a whole totally new, different slate of DC movies coming out with Henry Cavill kind of leading the charge. But that's not where it went, and it's disappointing. But on the other hand, as we've been banging on about for several years now, Henry as Superman was good, but he was just one of many. You only inhabit the suit for a finite period of time.
Yep.
And sometimes that's, in the case of Christopher Reeve, like 10 years.
Yeah.
And in the case of Dean Cain, it was 4. And in the case of Tom Welling, it was never. I mean, he wore different suits, but just not the main suit. And in the case of Brandon Routh, it was 1.
Yep.
So,
until he came back for the TV shows.
Races, but still, it's, you don't get to be the character forever. And the real, if any criticism is to be laid, it's the fact that Warner Brothers didn't have it stuffed together faster.
Yeah.
Because they had a better plan. And if they had gone at least gone in the direction they were going in and let the chips fall where they may, at least we would have some consistency instead of the mess that we got.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people would have been, well, no, I can't, again, not internet speak, not all people, but the majority of people would have been understanding of the fact that we needed to move forward with a new Superman had they not done what they'd done with Henry, with the Black Adam cameo, him coming out and announcing that he was back, and then that not happening. I think that really put a lot of people offside, and it was not a good look, and Henry deserved better, and we've said that before. But, I think we need to focus on the positives, as people have been saying in the comments. Who would have thought 6 months ago that we would have been talking about the fact that we've got a new Superman movie coming along? It seemed like Supergirl was taking over that limelight, and that we were never going to see another Superman movie for a long time. Now we've got, one coming out in July 2025. So, let's focus on the positives. Other things that James Gunn has been saying is that he's very far into writing of the script, and he did confirm that this was never a Man of Steel 2 script that he tweaked and changed. It was always a separate project. So it's not like, he made a course correction or anything like that. This has always been planned to be a separate project from the very beginning. And, the timeline is just what's causing a lot of people some angst.
Yeah, and it's the amount of debunking this man has to do is kind of like, I'm shocked that he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Because you hardly ever saw this. It's not like Zack Snyder was taking to Twitter like every 5 minutes, and it's not like Twitter wasn't a thing in 2011 when Man of Steel was announced.
Mm.
So it's, they kept everything really close to the vest, to the point where we were talking about a truck with like a light pole through it and wondering what this all means. When it's just sorry,
You're getting
just got
sidetracked
distracted
by
there
the
for a second.
comments.
Yeah, I am. It's kind of funny. I where all it was just a kind of a joke, like a pin on a scene, exploring where Clark basically against a trucker who was much smaller than him. I'll never look at that scene and go, "What are you thinking?" Like let's ignore for the moment that he has superpowers. This dude doesn't know that. This guy Henry towers over this dude,
Yeah.
but James Gunn is out there just, my God, just holy crap, debunking rumors, saying it's not like that, teasing stuff. Everyone's like, well, they're adapting All-Star Superman. He's like, we're not adapting All-Star Superman. It turns out it was just, I'm just using that as to kind of get into the mindset of who Superman is,
Yeah,
which is something we said 2 months ago.
There was a thing on Hollywood Reporter that Superman's going to be 25, and he said, I never said he was going to be 25. I just said he's not going to be as old as he'll be under 40. So like you said, he's debunking things left, right, and center.
Yeah. So, I mean, props to him. It's keeping people engaged. It's getting people excited because we are 2 years away from this movie being out.
What did you make of his comment that at a press conference recently that Superman is a big galoot? He's a farm boy from Kansas who's very idealistic. His greatest weakness is that he'll never kill anybody. He doesn't want to hurt a living soul. I like that sort of innate goodness about Superman. It's his defining characteristic.
I think you're planting your flag pretty firm early there, James, by saying he's not going to kill. And he had to know what he was going to do there, and that it was going to create, bit
of a stir,
like a hubbub. Are we going to have this? Are we going to have this debate again? Are we going to have the great Superman should kill, shouldn't kill debate? It's just like, that was a version of Superman that did it. Most Superman versions don't. This version apparently isn't going to. I doubt they're going to swerve on that at the end. I like him referring to him as a big galoot, in a way. Every time people say things like that, I immediately think of Tim Sale's Clark Kent in the first issue of For All Seasons.
Yep.
Where he's just like he's just this big dude who's a good guy, and the fact that that's his approach, that's his way in, the biggest victory for us as Superman fans is we have somebody going into a Superman project, a movie, and not thinking and not saying, I'm going to make this version of Superman relevant to the times. He's like, no, this is who Superman is. I'm going to craft the story around that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think it was Mark Waid years ago that said, you can make the world around Superman dark. You can have him be the ray of light. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. And it seems like not the world being dark, but that seems to be the direction James Gunn is going in. And I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think so too. I'm very much like those comments. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the story goes. And July 11th, 2025 is the date that we'll be all marking in our calendars for Superman Legacy. But before that, we've got the Flash film coming out. Last week, we delved quite deeply into the trailer for the Flash film and discussed quite heavily the fact that Kara, Supergirl, is in it, and General Zod makes a comeback, and we did all that. And now there's some merchandise coming out, and Funko are getting into the act with the Flash merchandise. They've got a Flash pop vinyl figure for Supergirl, Batman, and the Flash. And the Supergirl one is there. Interesting look at the suit and the way that they've designed it in for the Pop Funko. And it obviously comes in a window display box. And there's also a keychain for Supergirl as well as the other characters as well. And that also comes in a display box. The keychain is only $4.99. The pop vinyl is $11.99, and you can pre-order yours now through our website.
Yeah, people are really excited about this. I saw a lot of people sharing the images from it. I think they look fine. I like the Supergirl pop vinyl, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, no, they look cool. So yeah, they will be scheduled to arrive July this year. So get to the website if you want to pre-order those. Now, we've been obviously talking heaps about All-Star Superman because of the fact that they keep promoting it along as an image when they're talking about Superman Legacy. And the film is getting its 4K Ultra HD release thanks to Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. This 4K Ultra HD release of All-Star Superman is coming out. We're looking at the date here. Did they give us a date? April 18th is the release date.
Yeah. Superman's birthday. Very good.
Yeah, yes, April 18th.
I really need to watch this again. I haven't watched it since I bought it, back when it first came out. So I really need to kind of give it another go to see if it... Because I remember enjoying it. But I also remember thinking that it was too, like, the source material was too episodic to really make it work.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So yeah, it's interesting because it came out, what was it, how many years ago did the original come out? After its initial 12 years.
It was 2011.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So, 4K release for All-Star Superman, and why not? They've been promoting it pretty heavily of late. Now, speaking of 4K releases, the Steelbook collection of the Christopher Reeve theatrical films. Turn that one off. There it is. A box set, 10-disc set, Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as the Donner cut of 2, collected together in this 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray box set. As I said, 10 discs in all. If you've already got some of them, or you've got Superman the movie as a 4K release, then you don't have to buy the box set because they will be releasing Superman 2 and Superman the Donner cut separately as a steelbook. Same with Superman 3 and also Superman 4. So you'll be able to get all of them together or separately. And it's
I kind of want that box set.
Yeah, it's a UK release though. So Zavi or Amazon.co.uk. Again, the links are up on our website if you do want to purchase it. I'm not sure if they ship to the US, but it's a UK release. I haven't heard anything about a steelbook release for the USA, although we do know that these are coming for the US as 4K Ultra HD releases soon.
I'm hoping that it'd be good. And I cried on the show. I just bawled my eyes out.
So yeah, these will arrive April 17th. So April is a big month. There's all the things happening for Superman's 85th anniversary. Of course, we're just saying that April is the anniversary of the release of Action Comics #1, and it's 85 years. So everything seems to be coming out in April.
That they're actually celebrating, even though it's 85, which is a big number, like the 75th or the 50th or even the 80th at this point.
So yes, if you're interested, you can get those at our website. And people saying, "Oh, where's the extended cut?" They're concentrating on the theatrical cuts of these films. There's not the extended cuts. Not the TV cuts. It's just the theatrical cut. So that's what they're concentrating on here for these releases, because there are, and maybe at a later date they might do 4K versions of, extended cuts and what have you. But this is purely the theatrical cuts, including the Donner cut, which did get a theatrical release at, for a very limited amount of time and locations. But and the Donner cut is the Donner cut, so there is that. But it's part of this 5-film collection. It's the Christopher Reeve films, so not Superman Returns. People go, where's Superman Returns? Well, that kind of, is a 2.5, if you want, of that storyline. It is not the Christopher Reeve films. They're purely concentrating on the Christopher Reeve films for this box set. Theatrical cuts at that.
I'm sure it'll get like a 4K release as well. I don't see why they wouldn't do that unless they're just embarrassed by it. Which I doubt.
No, exactly. And speaking of film releases, Warner Brothers are celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, and so as part of that, they're releasing these box sets of 25 film collections, and the third volume is Fantasy, Action and Adventure, and it will include Superman, Supergirl, Man of Steel, and the theatrical release of Justice League in this particular 25 film box set. There are 4 volumes in total, but the third one is the one that's concentrating on the superhero side of things, and there are 4 films in there that you might be interested in. So if you're keen on that one, that's also available. The link is on our website. This is $192.99, and it will be released on April 4th.
Justice League. That's what you're going to lead with. Okay.
Maybe the Zack Snyder's Justice League just doesn't fit on there. Who knows?
I think like every receiving I've had the theater less and less. It is literally the diminishing returns.
Yep, I feel where you're coming from. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back on the flip side. I want to talk about a Superman fan film that's available, and then we're going to talk about comic books, TV things, so much more. We've also got the This Week in History and our fan favourite segment, so heaps to get through. We'll be back right after these messages. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program. Just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
I'm freezing! Superman!
Uh-oh, sounds like Lisa and Scott are trapped in the icy cave of that frosty-faced villain, Captain Cold. This is a job for Superman.
My fast freeze zapper will freeze Superman forever.
No way, Captain. Here, kids, my new Superman hot cocoa mix is the super tasting way to warm up.
It's really sweet. And chocolatey.
And see, Captain Cold can't take this warm reception. New Superman hot cocoa, the super tasting way to warm up.
And we're back on Superman homepage live, where Mike, people missed what you just last said about Justice League, the theatrical cut, because you were breaking up. Did you want to just repeat your thoughts about that?
Sure. Basically what I said was I liked it in the theater, but every time I've watched it since then, I've liked it less and less and less. It is the law of diminishing returns. And next week, folks, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do an experiment with my setup, so hopefully I'm not so fuzzy. It's weird. I was telling Steve before we started tonight that, like, on StreamYard and like Zoom, I don't have this problem. Like, I'm clear, and it's just this particular setup, for whatever reason, my system, the system that I normally use, just doesn't like it. So I'll figure something out.
All good. All right. Superman Awakens, a Superman fan film. I'm just going to play a little bit of it here and have a look. Tell me what you think.
They called me the Kryptonian, Man of Steel. But I'm a man from Kansas. A man who once believed in something. They called me God. But gods cheat death, don't they? And I couldn't bring back the ones I needed most. The ones I loved the most are just memories now.
So that's just a little bit of it. It's a 3.5 minute YouTube clip. Superman Awakens, fan-made CGI short film using Unreal Engine 5. Antonis Philatitis, I probably made a meal of that name, has put together that fan film using Alex Ross's artwork and Kingdom Come Superman as the inspiration. It's pretty broody and dark, and his voice sounds more like Batman, as somebody said in the comments.
Yeah.
But, the imagery is awesome. If you watch the whole thing, I was just really impressed with what they were able to do on a fan film budget.
Yeah, I think the only reason I have any kind of like thoughts about it is that it is so moody, and I'm not in the mood for that right now. I've had my fill of brooding Superman, but no, it's very impressive visually. I'm gonna have to check the whole thing out because I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Yes, definitely worth it. So go check it out. Superman Awakens is the name of the short film. So if you're willing to search it out, or you can just go to our website and you'll find it there on supermanhomepage.com. All right, we turn our attention to the TV side of things, where Superman and Lois Season 3 is not that far away, less than a month away. March 14th is the premiere of Season 3. We do have an extended trailer to check out. Here is Superman and Lois Season 3 trailer.
A new fortress.
I thought it was time to make one available to the whole family.
Lois, Jordan, and Jonathan. Your flying ability has really improved.
Fly home.
By myself?
This is my one chance to see you two dressed in anything other than hoodies and tennis shoes.
Oh, look, Sarah's here.
Today just reminded me how truly magical it is to be a mom. Even when it's hard, it's the best thing in the world. I might be pregnant.
What can I do for you?
I signed the divorce papers.
Lois is missing.
How could you just leave her?
Lives were at stake.
My daughter's life is at stake.
Isn't this what you've been training for? I can't do this kind of stuff alone.
You invited me out here to recruit me? Are you okay? Can you hear me?
We'll find her.
We are gonna get through this as a family.
Superman and Lois, season premiere Tuesday, March 14th. Free next day on the CW.
There you have it. Pretty intense. Not sure what's going to happen to Lois there with the Daily Planet globe once again falling off the building.
I'm willing to bet nightmare sequence.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm willing to bet that's a nightmare sequence.
A nightmare sequence, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. So, yeah, it's very much a possibility. But, yeah, some interesting visuals there. Get to see our new look at the new Jonathan Kent. So, and they're just not missing a beat. They're just kind of focused on him a little bit to say, hey, this is the new guy. There's the Lois, Jordan, and Jonathan. So
I think it's probably best not to make too big of a deal out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Just move on. People will accept it. They've done it before.
Absolutely.
And we have a new promo image as well for the new season, and it's right here, if I can get it up. There it is. Hope will rise. We see an interesting look at the Fortress of Solitude that he's created, and it looks like it's a bit warmer climate where he's done it. Superman and Lois floating above, Jonathan and Jordan looking up.
Yep. I like that they're all in it. That's a really good way to do it.
Yeah. So that's the new promo image. As I said, Superman and Lois Season 3 premiering Tuesday, March 14th on the CW. Looking forward to it. In some sad news, actor Richard Belzer, who Superman fans might remember as having played Inspector Henderson on Season 1 of Superman and Lois. He passed away this week. He was aged 78. Didn't necessarily say exactly what he passed away from, but he's probably more famous for playing John Munch on Law and Order, SVU, and other versions of that TV series. He passed away in his home in southern France, but he was on 3 episodes of Superman, Lois and Clark. Sorry.
Yes, he was one of 3 Inspector Hendersons from that season. But I that's actually, I recognize him as a stand-up comedian first and foremost.
Yes.
I mean, he's so associated with being John Munch, but he was a comedian, and he was also on the Flash TV series for 10 episodes, playing a TV reporter named Joe Klein. I don't know if he was a comic book fan. I always assumed he wanted to play Inspector Henderson, probably because he's of that generation that probably grew up on, the George Reeves series.
Yeah.
So, but, and then, John Munch first appeared on Homicide: Life on the Streets, and in a weird confluence of events ended up on a Law and Order series. It's just, and he played that character a bunch of different times on a bunch of different shows, up to and including Sesame Street. That did a skit based on SVU, which is weird, but whatever. No, I was a little bummed out because I liked him. He was a smartass. That's who he was. John Munch wasn't that far off from his personality.
So yeah, our condolences to his family and friends at his passing. All right, let's move into our This Week in History segment.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
It's going to be real short this week, folks. There is hardly anything. There is no real world element to this at all. Starting in 1953, we have Action Comics number 187, the 25th Century Superboy. I wonder if he ran into Booster Gold, because that's where Booster Gold came from. Probably not. Then jumping ahead to 1963, we have Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 68, The Helmet of Hate. I believe they call that Twitter these days. Thank you, folks. Tip your wait staff. Try the veal. And in 1973, we have Superboy, number 194, where, of course, he turns into a merman. Because why not, right?
Yeah.
I love how accepting Jonathan and Martha are on that cover. Instead of going, we accept you for what, however you are, son. It's, oh my God, what happened? In 1983, we have Action Comics number 543, which is the second part of a Neutron storyline. If I am correct, which I believe I am, I think you're still hosting the audio version of this comic on the website, Steve.
Yes, that's right.
So you can actually go and hear this comic. Then we have New Adventures of Superboy number 41. Oh, I'm sorry, All-Star Squadron number 21. We'll do that one first. This is the big lead up to Infinity Incorporated. And this is the introduction of the Cyclotron, which involves the Ultra Humanite in her Dolores Winters role version. So, and that's Jerry Ordway drawing the Golden Age Superman. So there's nothing wrong with that. We have New Adventures of Superboy number 41, which I just love this cover because it's just so weird. Like the alien looks crazy, and Superboy's like got robot hands. It's just, God, gotta love the 80s. He's the boy of steel for real. And then World's Finest number 291, which, all right, whatever. I think that's a Walt. Yeah, that's a Walt Simonson cover. That's interesting. You hardly ever see Walt drawing Superman and Batman in the same image. Jumping ahead to 2003, because there were no Superman comics in 1993. Remember this one, Steve?
Yes, I do.
Superman Metropolis. This was like gearing up to the end of the City of the Future Metropolis.
Yep.
This is a weird series. I just remember being kind of baffled by it for like the 12 issues it came out. Written by Chuck Austin. And then in 2013, we have Action Comics number 17, which was the penultimate issue in Grant Morrison's run, where we start to learn who the ultimate villain of his run would be. We have Justice League number 17, which is part of the Throne of Atlantis storyline. It's the conclusion, as a matter of fact, if I can read. And oddly enough, Supergirl number 17 came out this same month. And yeah, we're still doing the Hell on Earth thing.
Yep.
That's still going on. For Krypton to live, Wonder Woman must die. So I love it when Supergirl's not even on the cover of her own title. That is literally this week in history.
Excellent. Yes, no real world birthdays or anniversaries to commemorate. So a short this week in history. But thanks for that, Michael. That was very good. All right, let's jump into the fan favorite segment. All right, the fan favorite segment from last week asked the question, what was your favorite element of the Flash trailer, I believe? Something along those lines.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the new trailer for The Flash? And JP Rocha wrote in, I have to say that the Flash trailer was interesting, but to pick a favorite part is not easy. A Flashpoint universe without metas and Supergirl instead of Superman. And it just happens that the universe is the Batman 89 universe. I will be there on opening day. We will see.
Yep, thank you very much. So JP couldn't pick a favourite part, but overall enjoyed it. Alexander wrote, I was blown away by the trailer. I even think I might have been shortly hysterical. I was excited first, but I got hysterical with two things. The wonderful, stunning new suit, and then, of course, the appearance of M. Keaton as Batman. Everything looks amazing. I hope they'll go beyond the Event Horizon Ezra Miller talked about once and make us cry, laugh, and be amazed.
Ryan Ignatius Pratt wrote, Yes, thank you. Ryan Ignatius Pratt wrote, my favorite moment from the Flash movie trailer would be the appearance of Michael Keaton's Batman. That said, seeing Sasha Calle's new Supergirl in action was also cool. Notice that in none of that was Flash mentioned.
That's true. Supergirl, Zod, and Batman have been the three things that a lot of people have been speaking about as being the favorite things that they liked about the Flash trailer. I guess we all knew that the Flash would be in it, but for me, seeing General Zod, like I'd kind of forgotten that he was in it. You know that he and was it what's Feora?
Feora, is apparently going to be in it as well.
Both going to be in this film, so that was like, cool. Yeah, I've forgotten about that when I saw that part of the trailer. What about you? What was your favorite?
My favorite part, honestly, was him going, "Yeah, I'm Batman," with that kind of
goofy look,
like not trying to be like intimidating. It's just like he's telling the audience, "Okay, everybody, calm down. It's gonna be okay." My other favorite part was a buddy of mine who lives in the UK telling me that one of his coworkers said that the new Batman film looks really good. So
that's funny.
I'm just saying, everyone's talking about everything but the fact that this is a Flash movie.
Indeed. Oh, well, what can we do? It's an interesting trailer. Got people talking. I think it was the second highest trailer from the Super Bowl releases, with just behind whatever Marvel one, whatever that was. I'm being a little bit biased here.
What was the Marvel one?
Wasn't it the Ant-Man thing? What's that one?
Quantumania?
Yeah, that one.
That just came out too, so maybe it was that. I hate to say this, and again, I'm being so negative lately. Jeff and I recorded last night, and I kind of lost my mind for about 5 minutes talking about Lois and Clark season 4, where I was less than pleasant. I have no interest in Quantumania. I really don't. I'm kind of done with Marvel films at this point, which is kind of sad, because there was a point where I loved every new one that was coming out. But yeah, I'm ready for the DC ones to start ramping up. This is good timing.
Yeah, exactly. I think there is that kind of feeling around. So yes, that was the fan favorite question from last week. What is our new fan favorite question for this week, Michael?
Oh, what is your favorite scene in Superman the movie? This should hopefully get a lot of entries in it.
Yes. So, what is your favorite scene from Superman the movie? Let us know by getting involved in the fan favorite segment of our show. The email address is there across the bottom of your screen, info@supermanhomepage.com. Send your replies in for the fan favorite segment, and we will read them out when we return to this segment next week. So get involved, info@supermanhomepage.com. Let us know your favorite scene from Superman the movie. All right, that was the fan favorite segment. Let's jump into the comic books, and let's bring in our good friend Mark Lax, who has called in once again to chat with us. We missed you last week, Mark. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm trying to center myself.
Yeah, you need to go the other way.
I'm here. Okay.
How you doing?
How you doing?
We're doing well. I believe you're in the process of moving house.
Yes, I am. Yeah,
how's that going?
Moving. Okay. Well, okay. It's a lot of work. You know, my sister and my brother-in-law, my nephew were here last week, and I moved. I officially moved into the new apartment, but there's still so much I have left to do here. So I'm still here for another few days, and by the end of the week, I should be.
Curious, do you have a big Superman collection that you had to move?
Unfortunately, no, because I lost all of that in the flood.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we remember that.
And I lost all my thousands of comics. I still have some in my room, Superman and other comics. So I still had a little bit that I was able to move over. But unfortunately, I was not able to move over my whole Superman collection because it is gone. But
yes, there is that.
What can I say?
Yeah, what can you say? So we're going to talk about the comic book side of things at the moment. Let's have a look at the solicitations from May 2023, where there were a number of interesting things to come out, especially, well, let's have a look at Superman number 4. I'm just going to bring up the graphic for the solicitations, if I can find my graphics. Here they are. Superman that's Action Comics number 1055. We have Superman's true enemy has been revealed. The cyborg Superman, Hank Henshaw. Everything the super family has built stands on a knife's edge, and Superman and Metallo become the unlikeliest of allies as they hunt for Metallo's missing sister. Can they prevent the inevitable devolution of Metallo's mind and body long enough to save his sister from Henshaw's monstrous plans? The return of Hank Henshaw.
It's a good S. It's kind of like a Superman, a Man of Steel S.
It is a little bit, yes, very much so. And then you got Superman number 4, which has introducing the Kryptonite Claw. Superman is vulnerable to kryptonite, but what happens when other dangerous superhumans are exposed to it? If Superman wants to stop Metropolis's newest enemies, he must uncover Lex Luthor's secret past. The Claw.
The Claw.
I'm glad they seem to, I guess, be introducing new villains. New, more, I don't want to say classic type villain, but more, fun villains that we've seen in the past that have kind of been missing from the books for a while. So it should be a fun book.
Yeah, Michael, anything that caught your eye in the solicitations for May?
That the Kurt Busiek story, Camelot Falls, is getting a deluxe edition. That's kind of cool. It's that really the only big collected edition that was solicited this month. But no, I'm just really excited for all the comics that are coming out. In all honesty,
yep, there's a lot to look forward to, and we're on the cusp of a big release. But part of the solicitations was the announcement that they are DC are bringing back Batman: The Brave and the Bold, and Superman will feature in a story in the very first issue, The Order of the Black Lamp, Part 1, from Christopher Cantwell and artist Javier Rodriguez. Superman finds a decoder ring with a secret message, "Save me," which sends him on a quest to solve a mystery with ties to the Man of Steel's past. The 64-page debut issue, of which this story is part of, will be released on Tuesday, May 16th. That's a nice cover.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Batman,
love that.
The Brave and the Bold.
It's just missing the little wrist, the little details on the wrist. I'm glad that seems to have finally gone away.
Yep, we're getting rid of the cuffs somewhat, or depending on the artist who's drawing it. But as I said, we're on the cusp of big things coming. We've been a couple of weeks where we've got no comic books, or very little in the way of Superman comic books to read. But this week is going to hit the hip pocket, and this is what we've got to look forward to. We have World's Finest, Batman Superman World's Finest number 12. I think is this the final issue, or is it just an ongoing?
I believe it's an ongoing. I think it's continuing.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I think it is. I saw 12 and I thought, is this a 12-issue miniseries or is it ongoing? But it doesn't say anything about final issue on any of the variant covers, which there are.
It's in the solicitations, I believe.
Yeah. And there's also Deceased War of the Undead Gods number 6. That is 6 of 8. So they say that on the cover right there. And that's available in a number of variant covers right there. Also out this week, Lazarus Planet Omega. It's a one-shot. And it's, for some reason, got 1 million variant covers, which I am clicking through right now. There's so many of them to get through. And
Flower Girl.
Yep. And then you've got one more to go, of course. And another one, hang on. And then we've got Superman Space Age, number 3. Finally, this coming out this week. That's also available in a couple of variant covers. That one's really nice. I like that one. The old Superman 3 type inspired cover at the photo booth. And then this cover here with the Sunstone. And then you've also got the big one, number 1, Superman number 1, the new book. And this, if talk about variant covers, here I'm just going to click through them. They're just a million of these as well. So many of them. So many variant covers. You get the one that you are most inclined to purchase if you can find them. They are a lot. There's the wraparound one, of course. And then also this week, Titans United Blood Pact, the 6th and final issue of that 6-issue miniseries, is also out this week, and it finishes off with a Superboy and Beast Boy cover right there. Wow, big week after getting nothing for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, when I went to the comic shop last week to pick up my books, which is a weird thing to say these days, I was also picking up my deluxe edition of Birthright. The new books came in, so I got to see him unpack Superman number 1 and put it in my box because he could not sell it to me. And it was just like I was so close and yet so far.
Yeah, so there you have it.
Because he wasn't going to break Street Day.
No, of course not.
Space Age, I just want to say Space Age is fantastic. The last book. And you will be reading my review, which will be coming in very, very soon, Steve.
Sounds good. Look forward to reading it so I can post it up on the site. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mark. Appreciate you calling in. Good luck with the final days of the move, and hope it all goes smoothly for you.
I hope so. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, buddy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Mark Lax. So thank him for calling in the middle of what is a crazy week. I cannot imagine trying to move again, ever. You've got that coming up,
Yeah, I'm
Mike.
not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the end result of it.
Yes, of course.
Which may, end up in me finally having like everything out. Because I haven't ever been able to do that. But yeah, it's just the packing and the moving and the finding a place to live and getting all the utilities turned on and getting all the utilities turned off and the closing and it's just a giant pain in the ass.
All right, before we wrap up, if you're in a location like Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, where McDonald's is doing a Happy Meal deal, this is what you can look forward to seeing. Depending on where you are, there are either 8 or 12 toys to collect. They're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers, and they're like Justice League characters amongst like Tom and Jerry and the like. So you can get Superman, if it's a 12 toy collection, there's Superman is teamed up with Tom, while Supergirl is teamed up with the Mummy. So they're the toys, of course. So they're the toys you can collect at McDonald's if they're doing that in your location. So look out for those. But that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Superman Homepage Live. Appreciate you spending the last hour with us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time out to do that. Don't forget, Michael and I will be back next week for the final episode of February 27th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. We hope you'll join us then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. Thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And thank you to you. What are you laughing at, my co-host, Michael Bailey?
I'm laughing that it's such a clear image now, and the show's over. like it's the clearest image all night, and I'm about to say goodbye. I do not know what's going on. So
we'll figure it out. But thanks again, Mike. Appreciate it.
Pleasure as always, Steve.
Until then, guys, thanks again for watching Superman Homepage Live. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Good night.